Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up. All right, so welcome to the show. One of the things that's on my mind currently is that I'm thinking that Giddy Up is a very short way to introduce the show, and I feel like I need a greeting. As you've noticed, most podcasts or live shows or comedy shows, anything of this in this realm, usually the host um, would be better at this. And one of the ways you can tell is when they have a good greeting. And so, what I like to do is I'm kind of working on my greetings. I've been sort of studying some of the other auteurs in this field. Um, like, for example, you know that like I was thinking about Russell Brand. He's got a podcast, and he has a greeting. And if I recall, he starts the show like, "Welcome." Yeah, actually, he's British. So I'll try to speak like he would. He's like, "Welcome." And okay, and also I'm sorry, there's a lot of disclaimers before I do this. I'm sorry, I'm keeping you in suspense, but you have to understand the context. Like Russell Brand's got a very large channel, so he might have like let's say he has like 5.5 million subscribers to his channel, um, which is a little more than me, but I'm getting there. It starts with zero and then goes up from there. At least it doesn't go down from there. So I'm very proud of this show in the sense that this is it can't go down from here, from here, from where we're at. I mean, I could go down, but the show can't go down, and I'm very proud of that. So let's say Russell Brand's got like 55 million subscribers. So he starts the show. He's like, "Welcome." Well, how's Russell Brand say? So Russell Brand. I'm Russell Brand. I mean, not all British people sound the same. It's like, "Welcome, my 5.5 million beautiful people to my show." Or he says, "Lovely people, welcome 5.5 million lovely, beautiful, enlightened people to this awakening, blah, blah, blah." So he speaks like that because he's very spiritual and he talks about things, about current events, as well as spiritual things matters because spiritual matters are cool. I could talk about spiritual matters too. Take that, Russell Brand. um, anyway, and then so you got that. So Russell Brand has that greeting. He's very big show. Mr. Beast is a big one. He starts his show by growling. As I recall, I actually haven't seen a Mr. Beast, but he's very popular. So I assume that Mr. Beast, his greeting when he opens his show, he just starts growling like but deeper, like a beast. Some podcasters, they have other express. A lot of them say like of something very generic, like "Hello, welcome, friends," and I think I take issue with that because friends. I mean, is that the right word? Are we really being honest here? Are they your friends? Because I think of it like if you really want to call someone your friend, I mean, have they driven you to the airport? Have they picked you up from the airport? These are what this is like the basic the bare essentials for friends. You got a friend, like what's the minimum requirements, right? Maybe they pick up your phone call when they maybe answer your text. They pick up your phone. They might pick you up at the airport. There's a lot of picking up. They might pick up your furniture when you're moving. I guess friends, all they do is they pick up things for you. You know, they might pick you up. They might pick up the phone when you pick up your call, pick up your sofa. What else do friends do? They may this is not a pickup. This is actually a jump. But you know, when your car is like when your battery's dead, they might come and jump your car for you. You call them up, they have to pick up the call. So you know, first you need the friend that picks up the call. You call them up and you say, "Hey Jake, you're my friend, right?" He's like, "Well, I thought so." No, it's like, "Well, I thought so too." "Well, let's find out. I'm stranded on the highway and I need a jump. Would you be able to come and pick me up?" "No, no, no, no. I mean, don't pick me up. Just jump the car, and then I'll get myself." But thanks for picking up the call. So it's just demonstrating. So when a podcaster says, "Welcome, friends," I mean, are these really their friends? Have they done all this for them? You got someone with 1 million subscribers, you know, that level. They got 1 million friends who pick them up. How many times have they been to the airport anyway? How many times? How many times they need their car jumped? How many times have they moved? They got 1 million friends and they've all 1 million. So I asked the question. So I'm working on a couple of different variables. I have different sort of angles of how I'd like to open a show for a greeting. One thing I'm sort of workshopping is something a little bit more, well, contrarian to popular trends. So I might start the show with something like "Giddy up." No, okay, I won't say. I gotta face the camera and speak directly to you because that's where you are. You're not down here, are you? No, you're up here. That's what I thought. So I say, "Giddy up! Go away, you slimy incel creatures of the dark web underworld." So that's one way to greet the show. I'm thinking maybe that's something that works. It's kind of edgy and different. But I'll say it like more vitriol, like "Giddy up, go away, you creepy." What I say was, "Go away, you slimy incel creatures from the dark web underworld. Be gone." and then, and then the show begins. I'm thinking about that. One of the other ideas I had is because as the host, my name being Guru, I might say workshopping another idea, which is, and let me know what you think in the comments. One of the ideas I'm working on is playing off the name of my self, which is Guru, obviously. And I might say, it's a little spiritual sort of introduction, like Russell Brand might do and when he's in a certain mood. He might say, "Welcome, devotees. I am Guru. Bow down, bitches." Okay, so that's one angle I'm working with. I don't see it now if that's going to be popular. Um, I might, I might go with something as you might see in the background. I'm like basically in a very large closet, and I walked in here presumably, but you didn't see that, so you don't know. But I might do something like, "Help! I'm trapped in the closet, and it's starting to smell like R. Kelly in here." So I might open the show. Oh, actually, speaking of which, I think I have a solution to that in case that's the case. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to smell like R. Kelly. I don't want to go through the whole show. The Peter Piper packet pick of puppers. Uh, I don't want to go through the whole show spelling R. Kelly. Aftershave. So I always have this, on guard in case of that inevitability. So help! I'm trapped in the closet, and it's starting to smell like R. Kelly in here, and I can't get out. And then I start the show. So that's one way. Um, One of the other things I'm workshopping, I'm still trying to get it right. I don't know what I'm going to say. I was thinking maybe I could do something like um, I could sort of bust into the show like gangbusters and be like real. Like I could do it kind of like this, right? So maybe you can get the reference. So I know enough of you have seen this reference. I mean, it's very popular, and you see what I'm doing here. And I might come in like this. Now, if I had a door, I don't have a door for the show. I'm still working on a door. But let's say, well, fortunately, actually, the Invisible Man, he was a guest like a couple of shows ago. He left a door behind. I'm just trying to get in touch with him because I wrote him. We're on a low budget. I wrote him like a blank check, and he filled it in. I don't know why he would do that because I thought, what do you give? How do you pay the Invisible Man with blank check? Seems logical. It's a logical conclusion. And for whatever reason, he wrote a number into the blank check and then cashed it. So I'm trying to get in touch with him, and he also left his door behind. So anyway, I'm coming in, so I go in like this, right? I'm like, here, I'll try to get like still in frame, and I'm like, push this aside. I come in, and I'm like, "Giddy up." That could be like the intro of the show. So I'm coming like gangbusters. That's a funny word, gangbusters. Right? I use it occasionally. I try to have a nice array of words, and I kind of wonder, well, what does that word even mean? I mean, we say it, we kind of understand it. It's kind of like bursting on, gangbusters. It's like bursting onto the scene. It's kind of coming in hot and fast and just ready to go. But when you really you look at the word gangbusters, and I mean, you might be smart and you might figure it out. But I'm not going to assume that you are. I'm just going to assume that you're all pretty stupid, and so I'm going to explain the gangbusters. It's actually a term that goes back to the 1880s. I believe it was this is like early Americana stuff, but obviously there was an era where there was a lot of gangs and mafia activity and organized crime in various parts of the country, and they were running businesses illegally and other nefarious means. And so what the authorities did was they created a task force, okay, a special task force to investigate and follow and track and ultimately capture and incarcerate. That's a big word. Those gangs. Incarcerate's kind of like when they put you in a small box, but it's not a closet, like this. And it probably doesn't smell like R. Oh, well, it could smell like R. Kelly now, depending on where you're put. You might be putting it with R. Kelly, and you're like, it smells like R. Kelly, and it turns around and it's like, why, thank you. Um, but yeah, so gangbusters is like they bust the gangs up, right? So they coming through the door, all charged up and ready to go, and they got all their guns ready, and they got all their handcuffs ready. They're like, we're gonna shoot you and arrest you, or arrest you and shoot you, or one or the either or, and that's gangbusters. So I just know that people are kind of wondering, what exactly does that mean? Because sometimes I say it, sometimes you think it, others say it, and you want to know the history of gangbusters. So anyway, it's a little educational part. I should have put my glasses on. I actually brought my glasses because when I like to do education, I like to have glasses because then, in a way, you learn better because you can take me more seriously with glasses. And you wouldn't go gangbusters on a guy with glasses either. You wouldn't punch me wearing these glasses. Not that you could, because you're weak and I'm strong. Ha! Take that, Russell Rand. So anyway, workshop and some greetings. If you have any recommendations, let me know because I'd like to have something I have a few criteria. I would like the greeting to be um, original or unique. It's just those are synonyms. So original and unique, honest, and and um, and um, and what do you call it? Contrary to popular trends. So something that's unique. Okay, that would be the same as being unique. I want it to be honest. I want it to be real. Okay, and I want it to be unique. So I want it to be giddy up, and then I say something that really sort of entices the audience. It brings you in, and then when you're in, you can't leave. You're like, that greeting was so good. I can't leave this guy. He doesn't have to say anything else. He can just greet. He can just do the greeting, giddy up, and greeting, blank, 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 fill in the blank, and then I stay the rest of the show, and I just kick back and I say, just here, I'm having my water, refreshing. See? And all you're thinking is, wow, that was one heck of a greeting. I just want to stay and watch the show because I feel very welcomed. I feel very greeted. I feel very much a part of the show, as you should. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. Just workshopping. So I'm glad, that we can talk this out. I'm glad you're not, no one's here. Which leads me to my other thing. So we've done the intro. That's over. Okay, now we're in the middle. Okay, we're in between the intro and the outro right now. Part segment of the show. I just like to explain that to everybody. So first of all, I want to say I got to be careful. I can't let this interfere with the equipment. I want to book a new guest here. Before this, I want to make sure that I don't have any problems here. Okay, yeah, here. Okay. So I want to book. I'm looking to book guests. We only had the Invisible Man on a couple episodes ago. There was a lot of feedback about him. I talked about it previously, and now I'm getting some requests saying, "Well, can we have a visible guest?" I mean, you've had the Invisible Man. That was funny. Nobody said that, but there's a lot of requests. So I'm just putting it out there that this is a new show. Guests are. I like to have guests. So we can spice it up. Oh, I want spice. I'm so glad that I said the word spice. I want to go back a segment. Okay, we're going back to the intro now. Okay, let's back it up. You got the beeping sound. You're in a big vehicle. You're in a bus. And we're backing it up. Okay, just play it in your head. Now, back to the intro. I also want the greeting to be spicy, original. I want it to be unique, spicy, and honest. I don't want to say some BS like "Hello, my friends," because you haven't changed my tire. You haven't helped me. I can change my own tire. You haven't jumped my car. I can't jump my own car. I may be electric, but I'm not that electric. Okay, like I'm not like a rat, like a bad bunny who chews on wires and does the electric slide in front of 100 million people. but if I could, I would. So, okay, so moving on. Well, spicy. I want it to be spicy as well. It's a good word. So to spice it up, we're going to talk about. I want some new guests. I want to mix it up with some guests and have some fun, have things. So anyway, if you're interested in guests, email me. I'm pretty sure there's like an email. This is YouTube, and they make me do stuff. They don't just you give me any guru. They don't just put any go. Like I say Joe Schmo. I say you already say that expression. They don't put any Joe Schmo, but they don't. In my case, they don't put any guru on this broadcasting live without a few credentials to be verified. So they made me set up an email, which I can tell you right now, and I'm not you don't know. What do you know? I'm going to tell you what you know right now. The email, okay, I believe it is Giddy Up. Now we've clarified that that's two D's, double D's, not double T's. So it's not titty, it's Diddy. Oh my goodness, that's funny. No, it's GIDDY. Don't actually do that at home. I'm not suggesting that you pee. I'm saying that's I'm saying, you can pee at home if you want, actually. I'm not going to tell you what you can do, what you can or can't do. Just don't come to my home and pee. Actually, you can pee in my home too, because I actually have a bathroom, because I got a nice place. It's a one bathroom. Better than a no bathroom. Don't ever buy a house with no bathroom. Always ask the agent. I say I drop the nose clip. I always ask, make sure when you're talking to a realtor, I ask, like, is it a 0 bathroom, a 1 bathroom, a 2 bathroom? How many bathrooms you got? That's a tip for all y'all. So, anywho, oh yeah, I was talking about guests. So what you want to do is, if you want to be a guest and you want to be booked as a guest, visible or invisible, I don't discriminate. Email me at GIDDYUP, and it's guru. So there's no dots, no underscores. GIDD. Did I spell it right? UP GURU at gmail.com. And then you tell me, you send me a picture, you send me a little biography of who you are, why you want to be a show, why you're interesting, blah, blah, blah. Intrigue me, entice me, and tell me why the audience would love you. And then let's do this, okay? So what are some of the perks? Now, I know you're thinking, okay, yeah, but why would I come all the way here to this, be trapped in this closet with you doing the show? Yeah, that's a good question. Why would you, right? So what are the perks of being a guest? So I was thinking, okay, let's have a little incentives, okay? So you have to, this is a low budget show. So obviously I can't pay you. Well, no more blank checks. The Invisible Man screwed it up for everybody. So there's no more blank checks. In fact, there's no checks. Actually, I don't have any more checks. I'm out of checks. That was my last check, the blank check. I don't even like checks. I don't deal with checks. That's so 1980s. And where are we now, right? Look at us now. Look at us now. 2025, September 30th. Woo! So no more checks. No money. I might not even going to give you the diaper that I got you. That's for me, okay? The free diaper that I got is from a guest. It was a gift. You can't have my diaper. You can't have my diaper. But there are some perks. You can have, as a guest, you can have your own chair. Oh, have we got a chair yet? Hello, producer? Have we got, we haven't got a chair. We haven't got a producer. Scratch that. Pip, have we got, I was asking you, have we gotten a chair yet? No, we haven't got a chair. Pip doesn't know. Okay, so no chair. That's not part of the perks. What I can give you is we actually have, this is from yet last show, we actually have some pre-owned bottles of vinegar. So you can take home pre-owned bottles of vinegar. Great for fermenting at home. It's a project. It's homework. I might even give you some homework. You want some homework? You want to come in as a guest, and I'll give you some homework to go home with? I'll give you some this. I'll give you a couple recipes. You come back, bring some food. No chair. No door. We have no door, no chair, so I can't offer you that. I can give you the notes. I can give you the notes for the show. So sometimes we have notes. I don't know. Here's a note right here. So you can have a note. I'll give select notes. Some things I can't give you because they go into the archive. But as a guest, you can have a note. And here's a good one. You can have each of the previous sponsors' products. So this is episode 5, and so we've had 4 episodes prior, which you get the premise. It goes in order chronologically. So we have 4 sponsors, and that's 4 products. So I think the first one was the first episode was called Procreation, and I believe I remember the sponsor for Procreation was Swedes. What was it? Swedes. It was Swedish glue, right? We had Swedish glue. I don't have to show you around, but I think I'm sitting in some of the Swedish glue. So we have Swedish glue that's from Seaman. They were actually they work on these Swedes are they work on the boat. Does Sweden have a navy? They do they even live on the ocean? Well, anyway, these Swedes are they're in the Swedish Navy, so they're seamen, and they're so it's Swedish seaman glue. First thing, so that's your sponsor. Then the second thing is, and what was the second show? Oh, It's Not Like I Was Born Yesterday. I believe that was, it was a certain brand of milk. I think it was Human Kindness brand milk. So I could share, I think I have a little bit left over of Human Kindness brand milk. And then there was a third episode. The sponsor for that one was Enlightenment. And actually, I cannot give you Enlightenment. Sorry. Maybe Russell Brand can. Why? Don't be switching over to Russell Brand's show looking for enlightenment right now, okay? And trying to be a guest on his show. You're with me right now. Focus. Stay with me. I'm selling you on being a guest. I want new guests. Don't go anywhere, okay? So I can't give you enlightenment. I might be able to help you open your third eye, which is very exciting. Here's an example. Look. You could have one of those, okay, which could help give you enlightenment. But first, okay, that's fine. Now forget about that. I'm sorry. Just trying to be real with you. I'm not. This is a real show. I'm being honest. Everything I've told you is the truth so far, I think. I don't know. I don't have a fact checker. So, and the fourth show was yesterday's show, and that was like called Fermenting or something. I think. Here we go. This is actually Pee Wee's Petri dish, and this is one of the luxury brands. This is actually the ceramic model of this. This is the higher end model of Pee Wee's Petri dishes, and so you can have this. I'm actually let you go home with this one. This one's sort of a cream color, almost the same color as the Swede Siemens glue, I believe. Yeah, so that's this creamy. You can put your Swede Seaman glue into this Pee Wee's Petri dish. And then you have your bottle of vinegar, and that's like half the recipe right there. I don't even know what you're going to make, but it's on you. Anyway, these are some of the things you can get as a guest. Now, as you can see, I'm actually here. I want to give to other new podcasters out there. I could call myself a podcaster or a comedian. I can call myself a comedy host, and that's funny, right? Let's all have a laugh about that one. So I can call you like a comedy. I can call me a comedy show host. So I'll just give a little bit of an amateur tip for y'all. It's not a pro tip because I'm not a pro, obviously. If you've been watching this far, you can see I'm very much an amateur or whatever is below amateur. I didn't have time to look that up because I'm a producer. But I have what you need to do, especially when you're on a low budget and you're a new podcast, is one of the things. Very, very good amateur tip is recycle, reuse, what does that say? I used to see it's like a little symbol with the arrows. It's reuse, reabuse, and recycle. No, reuse, well, anyway, recycle. What you want to do, so you recycle jokes. So you see, I've been recycling jokes, talking about the previous shows, talking about the previous sponsors, recycling old jokes. Here's actually an old joke from yesterday's show, which I'm recycling. Great amateur tip for new podcasters, because when you're working on a low budget like I am, and even lower when you give out blank checks to Invisible Men, recycling, you got to beat the jokes down until they're pulp, and then you can drink it like orange juice, and then you can't see that brand. I'm not trying to, it's a fine brand. I'm not, I'm nothing against it. I mean, I put it in my body, so what does that tell you? but I'm not trying to advertise for them. I don't want them to, think that anything. I'm cancel my show because, as if. Am I still talking? What's happening? Oh, okay. So recycle. So there's your amateur tip. Recycle jokes. You know this works. I've seen very successful shows do this. If Family Guy can recycle jokes to ad nauseum, then Single Guy can um, recycle jokes to ad nauseum, and so can you. Yeah. Okay. So there's your amateur tip. Here's a recycled joke from last show. I was actually formatting jokes, and I didn't put this joke in a. I didn't format it in a petri dish, and so now I'm going to recycle it, or reuse it, or reabuse it for this episode. So what does it say here? Well, I'm not going to read it verbatim because it's a joke. It's just sort of like keywords. Another amateur tip. Don't write everything down in full because it's not like academics where you're like, here's my comedy show. We're having so much fun. Let me read for you everything that I wrote down. Here's the script. Ha ha ha. Blah 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 blah. No. Those are just notes like cue cards. So this is like a cue card. Okay, so the cue card man's over here, and I look at us. I say, oh yeah, I know. Okay, so here's the joke. It was not this is an unfermented joke. So this is not soaked in vinegar for 50 minutes. This is unfermented, natural state. So my house. This is here. We're in my house right now. As you can see, this is the closet. One of the closets in my house. A closet in my house, not one of the closets that I'm trapped in. My house had two previous owners, right? So its first owner, very early on, this is an old house, was a West African family. And they came here from a country in West Africa. I'm not sure which, but I just know that this was a West African neighborhood. And so the family came here and they lived here a long time and they raised their kids and so on and so forth. The second family that bought from them, they all aged out and then it was sold to a gay couple. And the gay couple lived here, I think, for maybe about a decade or so. And they were a couple, but then there was problems and they broke up. And so they put the house on sale. So there's been the West African family and the gay couple that have lived here and they've had their whole story. So you could say that my house has two stories. Okay, so that's the unformatted joke that I'm re-abusing today. Abuse. I've abused you with this joke. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, calling wrong. All right, so, I got some great news. So one of the things, I don't know why my nose is itching. Maybe if I just plug it up, then it will itch. Here, I'm gonna get something to scratch my nose with. Maybe a pen or something. I don't know. So I just want to say that this show has actually broken a record. It's actually, now I'm going to talk to Pip for a second because Pip is the assistant to the show. It's kind of like assistant or producer. I have to hire Pip because Pip is not even doesn't take checks. But I just want to say, hey Pip, what do you think? I want to announce some good news to you and the audience. Did you know that we have broken a record? How do you feel about that? And there's Pip's reaction. Look at Pip. Oh, he's so happy he broke a record. So the record is that we have initiated the largest protests in history. We have, just in U.S. alone, every single person who has internet in the United States has protested watching this show. That is a large number. Now, how do you feel about that, Pip? Yeah, see, Pip's not happy. But I'll tell you, this is a great legacy to hold on to. Now, I wanted to find out, because I don't know by the numbers, but I do want to see, let me go, okay, I'm going to go, I feel like I'm in trouble if I don't do this. Okay, we're all good. So I'm going to go to a search engine. I'm going to ask the search engine a question. I'm going to say, how many people, because we're going to find out, this is not just the U.S., because this is a world record as well, but let's start in the U.S. Okay, how many people, all right, it says ask me anything, and then won't let me do nothing. Here we go. I'm live, man. Let me do some stuff. Record. No, thank you. Here, I'm asking. Okay, this is crazy. Let's get out of here. Let me go do Google. That was Brave or something. Forget that. What is the current population in the United States? All right, so it says right here that it's 300. I can't read this. 30, here, just read it. I can't deal with you right now. Okay, there it is. Okay, so it's 340.1 million. But how many people? Okay, how many of the people? Sorry, I'll do this over. How many people in the U.S. currently have internet access? Searching, generating. Okay, here we go. So this is the protest, just numbers, just in the U.S. This is how many people. This is incredible. This is definitely a record. I hope Guinness is watching, except they're protesting with everyone else. 322 million people in the U.S. alone have internet access, and every single one of them is protesting watching my show. So that is a big yay! You can hear the cheers, right? You hear the cheer sounds? Wait, oh, oh, oh! I actually got the sound for you now. I'm totally like I'm getting this show's getting better and better, not worse and worse, not worse and worse, not worse and worse. Don't say it, don't think it. It's getting better and better. Better and better. Positive affirmation. Okay. So here we go. Where is it? I don't know. I swear I saw it here somewhere. Let's go. Yeah. That's actually not the sound I'm looking for. There was a sound. Let me find it. I can get it. Yeah. It doesn't matter. So that's not the sound. But just imagine the cheering when you hear that. Now, worldwide. Let's check out that. This is a record breaker. Let's move on from sound effects. We're going to actually dedicate a show, not a whole show, but part of the show is going to be going through the sound effect soundboard that I have. Watch this. Big numbers here. How many people in the world have internet access? Usually this thing doesn't understand me a lot of time. All right. This is like ironic because I quoted this number earlier, but in a different variable. So it's with a B, not an M. So this is not like Russell Brand's current like subscriber count. This is 50. Cut that out. 5.5 billion people in the world have internet. And right now, I can see the numbers, it's live. Every single one of the 5.5 billion people in this world are protesting watching this show. Woo! Yeah! Hear it with me. Not the chorus of children cheering. Yeah! So this is a great accomplishment, and I think it's not the legacy I want to leave behind. At least one of you, wherever you are in the world or U.S. Where I'm broadcasting from, to please cross the picket line. Come over to my side. I'm making compelling arguments, and it would turn. Look, Pip would turn his frown upside down. No, turn it. Oh no, that wouldn't work, would it? It's not going to turn Pip's up. Oh no. Well, how do we turn Pip's frown upside down? Haha, Pip's happy. So, Pip, wouldn't you like to see at least one cross the picket line and come over and stop protesting this show? Yeah, well, Pip doesn't talk, but I know what Pip's thinking. So that's cool. Now, we're still talking about logistical matters, and me as who am I again? Why is all this stuff? What is this? You try to do something. Okay, so it's a new show, and I'm still not set up on Patreon, so you cannot tip me because you're not there. No one's there. But if anyone was around, I'll just say, I'm just trying to get the rhythm going here. But it'll just be muscle memory while I'll just be saying all this stuff. But I previously said that you can send me money even if I don't have Patreon, and you can send it. Well, I said you could send it, but I gave you the coordinates, and it's actually the wrong coordinates. I sent it like a couple shows ago, and I have the right coordinates now. So I want you at home to get your pen and paper here. Here's a pen if you don't have one. Does anyone want to borrow a pen? I got 2 pens. Here's another one. You want that one? Actually, you can't have these 2 pens. I like these. That's why I have them here. Get your own pen or pencil at home, whatever you need to do, and write down these coordinates, because this is where I need you to send the money. Now more than ever. I was actually supposed to share this on yesterday's show. So if you don't mind, just expedite it, because screwed up. I didn't have my phone with me, which had this information. So please, we're already a day late with the new coordinates for sending my money. Send your money to me. You can send a blank check. I might not be able to dish them out, but I can definitely dish them in. Okay, or you can serve them to me, but I can't serve them to you, vice versa. The new coordinates are here's that number again, 2 5s. It's like the 5-5 show. It's almost like this is the 5th episode, and we're talking about Russell Brand's 5.5 million subscribers. How many he has now? No, I remember I saw him one time. He got like 5.5 million. And then we have 5.5 billion people worldwide who are protesting the show. And now we have coordinates. Okay? So here are the coordinates. We're going to write them down. I don't know why my nose is itching. It's not like I'm a drug addict or anything. 55.1694. And here's the tricky part. So I used to say previously that this is like, it's like a tiny O. It's a very small O. It's above the 4. And I said it was like, it's a small O. So you say 55.1694. Oh, you say it like real quickly and real short, like, oh. But I was correct. It's actually not an O. What it is this is actually a mathematical term. I forgot because I went to high school when I was in high school, like you did. And this is actually a mathematical term. It's like advanced math, like geometry, not geometry, but trigonometry or something, or algebra. It's like an algebraic term. So it's 55.1694 to the 0th power. So it's like you got things that are squared that's got a 2. This is to the 0th power. So 55.1694 to the 0th power. Okay, that's what I've been told. Corrected. This is north. That's what N stands for. I'm pretty sure that's true because these are coordinates. And that's a comma. And then next is 23. Write this down. 0.8813 to the 0th power E. So we'll go with east on that one. I'm going to bet that's east. So if you're going to send money, no Patreon setup, send it there. Send your blank checks. That's new coordinates, okay? Write that down. Hope you're keeping track at home because this is all going to come back. Wink. Okay? Hope you're paying attention. Those are the right coordinates until they're not. There'll be no coordinates. So, yeah. I think it's time. Okay. This is really important, and I want to get this right. Don't fuck with me. Oh, it fucked with me. Okay. That's why this is not a kid show. All right. I got this. Let me. You try to do things, and then this happens. All right, let's get this right.
Imagine drifting off to 5-star sleep every night. Make that dream a reality with a top-rated mattress from Raymore Flanagan. Upgrade
Sleeping
to the customer
mattresses.
favorite beauty
Let's get that because we're not about that. Okay, get out of here. Okay, let's get out of that. We gotta get like right, maybe here or something. No, there. Okay, that's fine. All right. Okay. All right. So there's a sponsor, and I want to talk about this sponsor. This is important. They actually sent this to me and said, we want to be your sponsor. This is very serious. I want to take this very seriously and pay attention because they're really, they really want me to do it in a certain way. They gave me what to say, what to write. And I'm feeling like, I don't understand it, but maybe you can understand it. So I just want to say, we're looking for, this is the sponsor, okay? I don't know what it is, but here, we're going to play, we're going to show you a sponsor, and then other stuff's going to happen, okay? So they said be very careful. This is very serious, people. This is a serious sponsor, okay? So look, it's right here. It's right here, okay? This is it. It's right here, okay? Whoa, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Whoa, what's happening? Whoa. Whoa. This is wild. What is going on? Whoa. Okay. Let's take that off. All right, that's great. Well, I gotta get this one. Okay. All right. Have you seen this before? Ooh, that was intense, man. Whoa, did you see those effects? That was freaking wild. I did that all by myself or something, or maybe the sponsor did, but that's what it is. I don't know what this thing is, but anyway, if you want to be a guest, you don't have to take this home with you. I'm not even sure what it is, but that was, a little free. They told me to do that, and they didn't tell me that all these things would happen, and I'm not sure what the symptoms of that will be, side effects of that will be for the show. The show might have caught something, but that's fine. Anyway, you had to be there. So that's a sponsor. I thank them. They don't even have a name. They just said put this thing up. They said just put this dang thing up and to the screen and ask if anyone's seen this, that they're looking for it. Have you seen this? And I said okay. So I don't put it up because I don't want anything to freak out. All right, so I just want to tell a true story. This is not necessarily. I opened up, started a new segment yesterday called "You Had to Be There," and it's a segment about my real life, and it's about things that happen in my real life, not the fake life, because you live a couple lives. You got your everyone talks about their real life, no one talks about their fake life, but this happened actually today. And I thought it was a good story, and I wanted to share it. And I do want to now. Typically, I say now, don't try it. Now I say kids, but there's no kids because I don't make it kid friendly. I think I dropped the F bomb already, and I dropped the B bomb, which is fine. It's written here anyway, the B bomb, but I dropped the F bomb. I didn't drop the B bomb. The B bomb was not dropped. Is what I picked it up, like a good friend should do. So. What was I talking about? Oh, this is a good thing. So normally I recommend to everyone, okay, everyone, don't try this at home, but I am going to say precisely, do try this at home. But in this story, this is not actually a home-based story. You probably well, you'll see. This is not something will happen at home. But I was walking around the city, my city. I was walking on the streets, and then I saw something on the ground, which was products. It was like box and like some stuff wrapped in plastic. And I looked at it and I saw it. I was like, that looks like somebody's packer. I picked it up and I was like, oh, I know what this is. This is like a dog bowl. It's one of those bowls with like a maze in it, so you can like I don't know, it's got a maze and the dog can, you tell your children don't play with your food, and you go and but you're setting a bad example. If you have a dog, I'm gonna just say this because it's my take right now. But if you have a dog and children at home, and you have children and they're young, and you say, hey, you put some peas on their plate, and then they start playing with the peas and moving around. And you say, hey, don't play with your food. But then you go and you buy your dog a bowl that's like a maze, and then you have the dog pushing the food around, playing with the food, trying to get it through the maze so they can eat it. What message you sending to the children, right? Or whatever. Or what message you mix the messages both ways, because then you're telling the children one thing, and then the dog hears don't play with the food, and then they give you. So this is one of those bowls. It was a maze, and the thing was still sealed in its plastic wrapping. And then there was a box, and it was like another dog thing. And I was looking at the stuff. I was like, this stuff looks like something that came out of an Amazon package, right? So I'm thinking, I bet someone stole this, right? Because what's become all the rage recently is porch thieves, right? They come and they find your package on the front step or stoop. Oh, I said too much. I didn't say that. They find your package on the front door of the front step in a box, and they swipe it, they open it up, they take the contents, and probably what I saw here as I was sort of investigating the scene, I'm like, well, they probably stole it, and they saw it was just a bunch of stupid dog things that they don't want. It has no value, and they don't have a dog, so they just threw it on the ground. I looked around on the sidewalk, and I saw a Amazon package like ripped up, like like ripped up. And I looked at it, I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I was like, I know what I'm gonna do. And you should try this at home. But this won't happen. If you have stolen goods in your home that you just walk around and you trip over something in your kitchen, you're like, oh, what's this? Like stolen goods. I don't know. I can't explain. I don't know what to say about that. But try this in your own real life. I looked at the contents and I looked at the package that was nearby, and I said, hey, that has an address on it. Why don't I do inverse porch thieving? I'm going to be an inverse porch thief. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to look at the address. I'm going to think it's probably from this block. Look across the street. It's like all these homes. It's like a row of homes. You see this in the city. You've got the row of homes. If you live in a town, then you got townhomes. But I live in a row, so I got row homes. And I was like, let me look at the address. Maybe I could take the thing stuff and give it an inverse porch thief thing. I thought that's a nice thing to do. Has anyone done that? So that's what I did. Um, no, I didn't do that because I'm trying to be honest. I was trying to lie to you guys. I couldn't get away with it. All this is true up to the very last point. I did all of the everything I said I was going to do, except this. There was a one sort of major hitch in my plan. There was a big obstacle, and it was that the Amazon ripped up package was. I looked at the guy, just was all excited. I was like, it's going to be one of these homes right here. They just came, they saw his dog stuff, and they threw it on the ground. These porch thieves. The address. Now I'm gonna not try and give anything away. I'm trying not to tell you what city I'm in, and I only want only those who are smart enough to figure it out. They can know because I don't mind smart people coming up and being like, "Hey, I figured it out." I'm like, "Hey, you win a prize. Here's a third eye." But the stupid people can't know. I can't just give willy nilly my address away because that could be trouble. But oh yeah. So I look at the address and wait, which was that the right street? It was actually the right street name. I just realized. So the right street, it was blank. The street was correct. I was on the 2300 block of that street, and the package was from the 600 block of that street. So I was like, well, this is not. I was like, well, I don't know how this got here. It's like, well, they were like, it's 23 minus 17. So it was these porch thieves were 17 blocks away. They steal this stuff. They come all 17 blocks this way, west, and then they think, let me just throw this stuff on this place. I don't know. But what I did do is that the side of the street that I was on, there were no homes. It was there no. We don't have time to explain. It was a full block with no homes. It was a wall. It was a wall. Okay, up to something else. Don't want to get into that. But the opposite side of the street was all homes. So I thought, let me take these items because maybe the package is not matching with the items. That's fine. But maybe these items belong to someone on this block. So I put it on their side. So I still did a good thing. I still inverse porch thieved, except it wasn't a porch. I didn't inverse porch thieve. I inversed block thieved. So I took the items and I put them on their side of the block where the houses are. And I thought, okay, you're a resident. You're going to walk on your block. You're going to walk up it. You're going to walk down it. And you're going to see those items. You're going to say, I ordered those items on Amazon, and here they are. I thought they were stolen. Some good Samaritan guru, put them here. And I'm so grateful. So anyway, that's my story. You had to be there. It's not really you had to be there. It's not that kind of story, but it can be. And if you were there, then we would have had a good laugh about it, and then we would have went out and had a drink and celebrated our good deed. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. All right. What are we even doing here anyway? It's the 5th show, and you're thinking he's talking a lot of stuff. He said a lot of words, but 3 words he hasn't said is $5 cover. And well, now I have. So anyway, we can all go home. Thanks, guys. $5 cover. That's the name of the episode of the show. No, don't go anywhere. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Okay. Let's find out why the show is called $5 cover. I can't believe we wasted 40 minutes. I thought, look, let's have to. Anyway, you don't have to know nothing. What do you think about this, Pip? The show is called $5 cover, and I want to tell. This is also sort of like a real life story, but this is also a comedy show, so there's some embellishment. But I just want you to understand, and then we're going to get into it. So, $5 cover is in reference to now one of the things I look forward to most is the weekend. Everyone loves the weekend because that's when the fun happens, right? You get to go out and do things because you're not working on the weekend, unless you are, but you still go out and do things. So that's when everyone else is out. Now, what I love to do on the weekend, and I've been doing this for years, is I go out dancing. I really love to dance. And I'm telling you this, I'm looking into your eye, and I'm telling you, and I'm not blinking, and you say, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe you. No, listen, I'm telling you the truth. I love to go out dancing. I go out dancing every weekend. all the time. It's my favorite thing. I look forward to it. I think about it. I go to different places. Anyway, years ago, there used to be, and this is interesting. So it used to be that there was, you go to the club, to go dance at the dance club or nightclub, um, and you would go, and there would be a $5 cover, right? And this was fine. I mean, it's a little tricky because what you have here is like I don't want to go to a place and have no. I'm a little, like I'm good. Yeah, I look good. I'm doing good for myself, right? Like look at this. I got my shirt unbuttoned, so like I'm partially uncovered right now, but no cover is a little bit much. And I'll talk about places that I would go with no cover. But when you have a $5 cover, there's not much to work with, right? So let's say you don't want to use like here. You don't want to just use one $5 because you got a lot to cover when you're going to the club. So what I recommend is what I used to do back in the $5 cover days. Now everything's more expensive. Is I don't have a true example here, but I'll just give you a couple of. So here, you take 5 ones, right? So you got 5 ones. Here's 2 ones right here, and this is perfect because I only have 2 things to cover, right? And so you're going to the club, and you're like, okay, so it's a $5 cover. So let me take $1 and let me cover this here, okay? And you take another dollar and you say, okay, I'm going to cover this here, okay? Now, if you're a woman, this is perfect because this is by law, you must cover these regions, right? Now, for men, they're a little bit more lenient. It's not, but I've been to clubs where this is not covered, right? Like I have my nipples exposed or my chest exposed, and they're like, you have to cover up. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about the $5 cover, so I'm like, here, I'm gonna get so I put them here, and I put this one here, right? So you got 2, and then you got 3 more bills for your $5 cover, and you use them, below the belt, and cover up down there. And that's, it's a challenge, but it's what you do. It's what you got to do, right? Because you don't want to, you want to cover up the nether regions. I don't know if that's a saying, but I think I've heard it. The nether regions. Now, what's good now is that there's the positives and negatives. So now covers are no longer $5. It's very rare to find a $5 cover. Things are like $10 covers, $15, $20 covers to get into some. I've seen $30 covers to get into some clubs, and so what you can like. Let's go to the other extreme. You got a $30 cover. You can get a $30 bill, but what are you going to cover, and where are you going to get a $30 bill? So you might say, okay, I can get a 20 and a 10. But so you got their 20 and just pretend because a low budget show, who's got 20s and 10s to be thrown around here? Throw, money. So here's your 20, right? You got your 10, and you got nothing left over, so you got to worry about that. So you can break it into 1s or lots of 5s. So I got some 5, lots of 5s here. But it's cool because once the cover's increased, you have more to work with, right? So you got more. $30 cover is seems like a lot, right? It's a little like sticker shock, like whoa, but then you realize, okay, I can work with this, and then you find ways to cover your nether regions and your crack and all that stuff. But sometimes you like to be on the club, you like a little crack to be showing, just for airflow. So that's why this episode is called $5 cover, because I thought it's the 5th show. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I went to sleep last night. I had no idea if I was going to do a show because I didn't know my schedule. And then when I did know my schedule, I was like, well, I have no idea what the show's going to be about. And I was like, well, it's the 5th show. And I was like, well, I could put 5 on it. And I'm like, well, what is 5? And 5 is when you put 5 on it, you say, I put 5 on it. You know that song? I put 5 on it. Not 5 anyway. I put 5, so I put 5 on it. I was like, well, what is that, right? Like, put 5 on what? And I was like, well, 5. You put your 5 on your chest and cover it up. And I was like, well, what about a $5 cover? So I was thinking that's what the show is going to be about. That's what we're going to talk about. So I'm really happy I got to share with you because really I did some tutorials. I really shared a lot of information. You talked about breaking records and stuff. We had some super cool effects. Sound effects, lighting effects for the sponsor, whom I don't know, but I'm a little concerned. I hope I did it right. I don't know if we've been cursed or caught something. But oh, I'm sorry. I totally forgot. I promised I would say. Now I know Some places have. There are places, of course, you can go to certain clubs that you can go to that have no cover, and it's you have to do it when you're feeling emboldened, and confident. But I'll go to some places where there's no cover. One of the clubs that I like to go to is called the YMCA. They have a pool there, and the men's shower room has no cover. So I can go. It's actually not even a doorman. Usually, you can just walk into the shower. There's no door. You wouldn't believe it. I don't know if you. This is for men know this, but I don't know if ladies know. But if you're in a men's shower room, you should be in a men's shower. But men's shower rooms have no doors, have no doormen, and have no cover. So you can just walk in with no cover, which I've done many times, especially when going to the pool, and go shower and a little dill dancing in there too, a little getting a little jiggly going on my birthday suit, and then I pretend that like I got that song birthday suit. Is that song birthday suit? Okay, and then where's another place that's good for? There's one other place that I'll go with no cover, and this is even I'm feeling even more emboldened. So you want to take it to the next level, and I'll go. This is a club. It's not a nightclub. It's not a dance club. Well, it's kind of a nightclub. You could kind of dance there. Well, some dance there, but it's commonly called a strip club. And some strip clubs have no cover. So I say that's so freaking funny because you're a strip club and you have no cover. It's almost like a paradox because what are you stripping if you have no cover, right? You're coming in with no cover, so there's nothing to strip. Well, I found out the not the hard way, but the easy way, the good way. When I went, I've been to like strip club maybe like once or twice, and so I found out what's going on there. And I was like, this is what I was like. This is what I was like when I was at the strip club. So I'm very shy. So anyway, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Um, do we come up with an outro? I actually have an outro, but we're not going to do it now because it requires something I don't have, and I wasn't planning on doing it now anyway. But this is incredible. My first like 3 shows were like at 30, a little over 30 minutes, which felt like a little bit of a stretch. And then yesterday's show, which I thought wasn't going to make 30 minutes, ended up being like this, like over 50 minutes. I must have been riffing really comfortable. I just don't want it to end. I'm just having such a good time. I know you aren't. I know I was watching. I'm having a good time. And I wish that you were too, but cross the picket line. I mean, stop protesting the show already. But I can't believe this one's at 57 minutes. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just have a couple of notes here. Look, see, I'm not even going to show you anything because you can't see my secrets, but I'm just going to show you. This is like a composition notebook, right? This is a composition notebook where I write stuff down. And here is how much is left over. Look at all that. Stuff here. Look at all that. Now, everything else is boom, boom. See, right there. That's the show notes. So it's like, okay, that's not going to last 30 minutes. And here it is, 58 minutes. And I'm just talking, cleaning up notes, talking. Well, I'm glad you all could join me for Giddy Up, episode 5. Next episode is the 6th episode, which I have planned something special for all the ladies out there. So I hope you all tune in for the 6th episode of this show whenever it airs. It's not today. It's definitely not yesterday, but it could be tomorrow. But it's not going to be tomorrow. So it could not be. It won't be tomorrow. Anyway, I am grateful to have you all, my non-friends, join me for this episode. Maybe we're acquaintances, but even that's a stretch because sometimes you know an acquaintance's name. I don't know your name. You know I'm Guru. What's that? What do you know? Right? Well, I'll tell you what you know. Thank you for coming. This has been a very fun show for me to host. I hope that as time moves forward, which is what it tends to do, it tends to move forward instead of backward. As time moves forward, the show will become more and more popular and better, and I will get better at it. And through practice and intimidation, I will certainly this is an inevitability. So thank you all for coming. I'm going to end the stream. It's not even written down. I'm just improvising now. We're going to end the stream. That's what I'm going to do. Thank you. Bye bye.